And in my heart, I was like, I'm gonna change his mind. I'm sure I can. And I think that's exactly what he was thinking as well. So before the night was over, I stomped out of his apartment, went back, and that went on for about 2 weeks. By that time, I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, I wasn't living. I was dying. My heart hurt. And all I could remember was, how do I have this baby when I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping? This baby's not going to be healthy. Maybe they're right and I'm wrong. So that second Saturday, I called the doctor up. I said, Dr. Curbelo, I need for you to come in tomorrow and have the anesthesiologist come because I guess you're right. This is not the moment for me to have this baby. So I walked in on a Sunday morning. My mom had no clue. And I remember walking in and looking in the foyer there where I would greet these women and tell them that this is probably not that bad. But there wasn't anybody there to talk to me. Went back into the office. They prepared me, put me on this little stretcher that we used to roll right into the operating room there. Took a deep breath, and I woke up in the recovery room. Such a pain in my body, pain in my heart. I was angry. I think that was the moment where I put on my mask. And I said, I remember walking out the back door. There was a stray of strong light. And I just said, God, I'm sorry. Please, let me be a mom again. That was my biggest concern. And 6 weeks later, my cycle was supposed to kick on in, but it wasn't normal. And I told my mom, I said, you know, we've been back at it. We're still together. We're still dating. And took the test, and guess what? It was positive. Oh, I was happy because I asked God to let me be a mom again, and he took it real serious. I really believe he knew how important it was for me to have another baby. But guess what happened? You know what I did with the abortion? Pushed it away. I never thought about it because I was pregnant. So in my mind, like many women, I had replaced this pregnancy. So I went on. My mom promised she wouldn't tell anybody. We'd keep the secret. About 4 or 5 months in the pregnancy, about 4 months, there was a woman who came to the clinic. And she was there to accompany another woman. The other woman was the one who was coming to abort. But she wanted to be there in case this girl changed her mind. Well, we became friends, and she was a Christian. And she shared the gospel with me. And she invited me to New Testament Baptist Church. And I remember I accepted the Lord. But I wasn't ready to serve the Lord at that time. But I knew that he knew my heart, and his plan and purpose for my life was clearly being worked out. So I went on. I had the baby. We closed, obviously, when the baby's father found out. My mom closed the business with him. She went on to do something else in another clinic. But I went on to meet my husband, Albert, who fell in love with the baby. She was 6 months old when we met. We had some more children. We had 2 more children. And in the midst of crisis of being married and not having Christ in your life, I came to know the Lord. And, oh man, did I come to know the Lord. Transformation, inside, outside. I went to a Pentecostal church, no pants, no makeup, nothing. I'm like, God, I hope he still likes me because I don't think I look anything like he used to know me. But anyhow, that's how I had to enter, with these 3 babies and Jesus. And Jesus started to work his perfect plan in my life. And it took a lot of steps, but back in 2003, we had gone to Texas. I was going to church. I was working in mental health institutions. I was working with addiction. I was working with everything that had to do with helping people. And that was the whole process of what he needed to do, because these are the people that I was going to be working with, right? So I come back, my husband and I, once our 3 kids are out of high school and pretty much getting to be on their own, we moved back to Miami where we met. And I moved to Miami Lakes, and I started looking for a church. By the way, I had probably visited about 7 or 8 churches until one Sunday morning, my husband and I were walking by a big park where we live. Actually, 2 blocks from my house is Miami Lakes Middle School, where Palm Vista Community